What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about red flags in your job search. I want to talk to you guys about asking the right questions during your job interview to identify those red flags before you find out firsthand on the job. Alright, so the first red flag that I want to talk about is team and management structure. Team and management structure is very important in a company because this shows organization. It means that there's more likely to be good processes in place. You're going to know who you're supposed to go to, what you're supposed to go to them for, and everybody's going to have their role. Team and management structure is very, very important. If there's not a good structure in place, it's going to make everybody's life much harder. This is something that you can generally identify at least somewhat in an interview setting. Typically you can just ask the questions regarding what does the teams look like, what is the management structure, what does the company structure look like in this department that you are going to be working in. So if you're going to be a developer at this company, ask what does the department structure look like in the development or engineering teams. Find out okay, how big are the teams, how many teams are there, do they have a direct manager, who do they report to. These are very important questions. And if you don't have any kind of like middle management there that is, overseeing your team or your department, and you're reporting to somebody much higher than that, that's probably a red flag. It's bad company structure, and it shows that they probably have kind of a lack of understanding in how they should be running their development team. So just keep that in mind when you're going into your interviews. Be sure to ask the right questions. All right. Number 2 red flag. Number 2 is going to be internal growth opportunity. Basically, what I mean by this is, does this company support the growth of their developers and their employees? Ways that you can look for this is by asking, maybe not in a first interview setting, but you can ask what kind of growth opportunities are there? Do they promote internally? Later on, you can ask the question, do they pay for any kind of trainings? Do they cover any kind of training or course reimbursement, things like that? Because as a developer, those resources are very important, but they also cost money out of your own pocket. And there are a lot of companies that offer benefits of paying or reimbursing expenses for trainings like this, because it benefits both of you. You get to learn more and become a better developer, and they get a better developer out of you taking those courses. So it definitely benefits them to be able to offer those opportunities to pay for that type of training. Not all companies are going to offer this, but it's something definitely worth asking about and exploring. But you should definitely also ask, do they promote internally? As a developer, I know that this is kind of a mixed feeling topic. There are a lot of people who claim that it's almost impossible to get promoted internally, and you're much better off just switching jobs. And in some cases that may be true. This isn't always a red flag, especially if you're one of the people who changes jobs every year and a half, 2 years. Maybe you don't really care so much about internal promotion because you're going to get your next raise by going to a different company anyways. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how you choose to lead your career. And it's very common these days that is the case. So it's not necessarily a red flag if they don't promote internally. But if you are someone who likes to stay at the same job for a long time, that's something that you should keep in mind. And the third red flag that I want to talk about today is going to be, what does their development process look like? What is their workflow as a development team? What I mean by this is things along the lines of, do they write tests? Do they have a testing framework? What does their typical workflow look like? Do they have an agile workflow? What kind of project management tools do they use? Because there are good ones and not so good ones. And using the wrong project management tool can make your life as a developer much more difficult. And I think the question to ask here is a little more straightforward, because you can literally ask, what kind of project management tools do you use? Is your team using an agile workflow? These questions are a little more straightforward, but they are absolutely worth asking, because you can research these tools after the interview, such as if they're using Rike or Airtable or Jira or Monday.com. I don't know. There's 100 different project management tools out there, but you can research that tool, read other people's opinions on it, and find out if it's good or bad, whether or not, depending on if you've heard of it or what you know about it. But a bad project management tool can make your life pretty difficult. So it's definitely something worth asking. If you know of any other red flags that would be helpful to people during their job search, drop those down below in the comments. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to smash the like button down below. And if you enjoy the rest of my content, smash that subscribe button and check out the other content on my channel. Turn on the notifications so that you get notified when I post new content. Until next time, guys.